Let's get on to our team selection then before we wrap things up. Dan, I'll come to you for your choice between the sticks and your back four as well.
Well, Alisson's a no-brainer in goal. I said that the four, particularly having had an 8-day break, and I think that the following fixtures are relatively kind, aren't they? Sometimes in Christmas festive periods you can end up playing like 3 games in 5 days, but I think Liverpool's 3 games are quite well. It's like a 3-day gap and a 4-day gap.
A lot of travelling though.
Yeah. Newcastle away and
Southampton as well.
Southampton away,
yeah. They travel the furthest to play the Boxing Day 28th and second game out of any team in the Prem. I think they travel 820 miles and it's next Leicester on 666. But then you've got Chelsea travelling 20 miles because they've got an away game against Arsenal on Boxing Day and then 2 home games. So kind fixtures, but a lot of travelling. I don't know.
Well, they can maybe make the best of it. I remember chatting to an Everton mate not too long ago about their famous season in the mid-80s when they won everything over Christmas. I think they had Sunderland away and Ipswich away, which probably couldn't be more further apart, and they won both of them. So, yeah, when you're winning, it's not too much of an issue, isn't it? Hopefully Liverpool will be able to keep doing that. So the fullbacks pick themselves. I'd be half inclined to throw... we talked about Nat Phillips there, who's certainly done nothing wrong. I was lucky enough to be at Anfield for that Tottenham game, just over a week ago. And Rhys Williams blew my mind. He was phenomenal that night. And I think he's got a big future in the game. And if Liverpool are looking to preserve a little bit of legs, I think, for my money, I think he's ahead of Nat Phillips in the pecking order now. But, Klopp may be wanting to kind of get his first choice, not take any risks and get his first choice centre-back pairing out there, in which case it would be Fabinho and Matip.
Fabinho and Matip. Any sort of objections to make to that, Conor Augusti?
I think he's just a arm guy, yeah. I think I'm going to go with Nat Phillips and let's give Fabinho a rest. He's played a lot of football, out of position. He could do with a little bit of an extended breather.
I'd like to see Rhys Williams. So 3 different pairings. As Dan said, I thought he was probably one of the best players for Liverpool against 2 of the most in-form attackers in the country in Son and Kane against Tottenham. He's 19. If Liverpool are going to look to develop him into a world-class player, maybe alongside Van Dijk in a couple of years or alongside Gomez or however it goes, I think putting him in for games and giving him senior experience is a great opportunity to do so. And he didn't really put a foot wrong against Tottenham, so that's my choice. And I probably would rest Fabinho here. He's played a lot. And again, he's been sensational, but just needs to have a little break.
Conor, I'll stay with you then, and you talk us through your midfield you'd go with.
Well, it might be a bit harsh on Jones, probably, considering he was rested last week as well. But I'm going to put Oxlade-Chamberlain in. Just the way Klopp was talking about him, I think he's going to be, if he's in great form, he could be one of the ones that really unlocks West Brom and really has a go at them. In a midfield 3 with Ginny and Hendo.
Yeah, definitely. Gorsty, you concur on that, or are you going to tell us another 3?
Well, I was thinking about it before. I was thinking about Thiago, but obviously it's going to come too soon for him. I can see the shout for Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's only played 15 minutes, hasn't he? But I think this is an ideal opportunity for him to start from the beginning, get as close to 90 as he can before he will inevitably tire in the second half. So I think Oxlade-Chamberlain's a good shout with the Iron Men that are Wijnaldum and Henderson. Maybe, but then again, maybe Naby Keita for Wijnaldum. That's a difficult one because I thought Keita was very good against Palace, understated, played 90 minutes and he hasn't been able to do that a lot. Wijnaldum's another one who's played a lot. So yeah, go on. I'm going to go with Henderson, Keita, and Oxlade-Chamberlain.
I love the attacking intent.
Yeah, and twisted your own arm there, Gorsty.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how many choices we've had. For weeks, we've had no one to pick down, but all of a sudden, we've got all these different combinations. What would your midfield 3 be?
I know it's like trying to pick take your turn out of the Christmas quality street, isn't it? I'm inclined to. I agree with the Oxlade-Chamberlain shout, but I also agree with giving Ginny a rest shout, even though it'll probably send the transfer mongers into overdrive with January days away. So yeah, he's hardly missed a minute, hasn't he? He missed a consistency, and he'll certainly have a big part to play in the games coming up to Christmas, not least with the trip to his old stomping ground at St James's Park next weekend. So yeah, for me, Henderson, Chamberlain, and Naby Keita, who I agree look decent at Palace, and I think Chamberlain can play that a little bit further forward. Keita can do some of the donkey work and the positional stuff in midfield that maybe not to the same level that Wijnaldum can, but I think it's important Klopp gets as many minutes and as many legs as he can before the season really starts to get into the business end, the last third, February, March, when push really comes to shove. So yeah, that would be my 3.
Just thinking there, exactly what you were saying about getting as many minutes and legs as possible. I'm going to swap Milner for Robertson. I think Robertson deserves a rest, and Milner's back, isn't he? He's back in full training.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a couple of days.
Don't tempt Gorsty. He'll chop and change again.
I just think he might be an interesting shout, just to give Robertson a really well-deserved rest with Tsimikas out injured.
No, good point. Very good point. Gorsty, we'll come to you for the top end of the pitch. The front 3, is it the front 3?
I think so. I thought Minamino was good against Palace. He got his first goal in the Premier League and got 90 minutes behind them. But I just think it looked like all 3 of them were back in form. Salah's been in form all season, obviously, but Firmino had a great week, and Mane got his first goal in 10. So I just think if those 3 are red hot, they could put the game to bed inside half an hour, couldn't they? So they're going to be my 3.
Yeah, certainly. Dan, what about you?
Yeah, the front 3, you can't look past them. Minamino, Divock Origi, Liverpool have got a few options there, but I think the 3 of them have shown in the last couple of weeks how hungry they are for goals, and I think they'll be licking their lips at the chance of getting stuck into the baggies.
Yeah, certainly. And Connor, hopefully for Roberto Firmino, the Reds will be attacking the Kop in the second half, and he won't have to run the length of the pitch to celebrate with the fans that are there in the last minute.
In 90 plus, yeah, absolutely. Amazing to see the passion. And I thought, Klopp obviously spoke about Firmino, talking to him and conversations they've had and heart-to-hearts they've had about Firmino wanting to score more goals. He obviously got 2 the other day, and he seems to be back in form. You're never going to drop Mane to the bench after that reaction. Salah's been scoring loads, so can't wait to see them all, to be honest.
Brilliant. Match predictions then. Connor, what's the score going to be?
3-0 Liverpool.
Gorsty?
2-0, standard.
And Dan?
5-0.
5-0. What a result. Yeah, what a result that would be. And that is the way to wrap up the Christmas special. Before we go, though, a gentle reminder to fill in our Blood Red census. What you like about Blood Red, who or what you'd like to see more of, or even less of, if that is your way. We want you to sort of help shape what is to come here on the Blood Red channel. You can find the link in the description. Please do let us know what you think. Before we go, though, Merry Christmas to you, however you're managing to celebrate this year. And as ever, thanks for joining us here on Blood Red.